I believe that's a fitting way to kick off this evening to talk about how special football was to Ralph Kennard, how special football and youth football has been to so many boys and girls in this community over the years. And I know you'll hear that tonight from our guest speakers, and I know you'll hear that tonight from our award recipients. But I think it's appropriate right before dinner to thank our primary partners that make this evening possible, and that is the Galaxy, especially the Leatherman family. I saw Robin and Neil walk in, and I know David Cavalier has been a mainstay for this organization to help make tonight very special. David and his crew will shortly come around and dismiss you at your tables to eat, and in the meantime, we would encourage you to bid on auction items or take a look at that. But first, a return guest of the Wadsworth Youth Scholarship Dinner, former Ohio State player and NFL star, now Congressman Anthony Gonzalez. Please join me in welcoming him to lead us in the prayer.
Well, it's great to be back. So first off, thank you. I said this last year, and it's as true today as it was last year. I hope everybody in the room understands how special Wadsworth youth football is. I go to a lot of these banquets. I'm sure the other folks here, Ozzie and Hanford, would agree. This is different. It's not always like this. The amount of support that you have in the community is something special, and it's something to be treasured. So for the players, please know that you need to be grateful for all the folks who are here. And this is particularly special for me. So my love affair with the game of football frankly began at a football camp that Hanford Dixon put on. I had a T-shirt. I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been older than 6. I had a T-shirt with Hanford Dixon's autograph, Ozzie Newsome's autograph, Brian Brennan's autograph, Frank Minifield's autograph. And I wore that thing out completely. I think I wore it every single day after I left that football camp. But I came across that shirt again right when I was moving out to Indianapolis. I had just been drafted by the Colts, a team that I had no fondness for. I was a Browns fan, but you still am. But you're drafted, and you know you have a job to do, and you have to embrace a city that maybe you've never spent much time in. And I remember I came across that shirt when I was packing up. My mom still had it. And as I was driving out, I remember thinking to myself, you know what, that's what this game can do. That's the power of this game. This game can take a kid at a very, very young age and inspire him and light a fire in him and provide an example. So to these two gentlemen, you had no idea that I was going to say any of that. But it's 100% true, and I thank you for inspiring me as a young kid. I believe that sports, the beauty of sports, are that they provide some of the most incredible lessons that you'll ever come across. I've been very fortunate to play at Ohio State, play in Indianapolis, and now as a member of Congress. And I will tell you that the lessons that I learned on the football field are far and away, other than the lessons I learned at home from my parents, those are always the most important. But after that, it's the lessons that I learned on the football field that have meant more to me than anything else in the world. They've taught me how to work, how to set high goals, how to sacrifice, how to succeed through adversity, how to win. And this is a skill that I don't think people quite understand. In football, everybody's talented, everybody's good. There's plenty of talent on every field. But when push comes to shove in the fourth quarter, when you need to have it, there's certain teams and people who know how to do it. And Wadsworth football does. And that's a skill. And that's a skill that you take with you for the rest of your life. And then finally, I learned how to love. I learned how to love teammates, how to love communities, how to love a team. You'll be competing on teams for the rest of your life. You're no man or woman is an island. And you learn how to do that in the game of football. And so I want to thank you all again for the opportunity to be with you briefly. And if we could all bow our heads in a quick prayer. Lord, I'd ask you to give our players here tonight health and safety as they embark on a new and exciting season, a season full of possibility and promise. I'd ask you to give them courage courage to handle any adversity that may come their way. Lord, I'd ask you to give the coaches wisdom. I'd ask you to give them the lessons that they need to imprint on those who are trusted to them. Lord, I'd ask you to make sure the parents know how appreciative we all are for their sacrifices. We wouldn't be here without the parents. And I want you to let them know how much we care and appreciate them. And in closing, I'd like to close with a prayer that I said before every single game. I had a tradition, national anthem would go, and then I'd say a quick prayer. It's the prayer for generosity. It goes like this. Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, save that of knowing that I do your will. Amen.